Welcome back, Pokemon Trainers. Professor Chaz here, and it is Monday, January 9th, which means it's time for this week's Pokemon News Update video thingy here on the channel. Before we get into any of the news, though, I have a kind of big announcement to make. Now, if you've been following the channel for quite some time, you're probably well aware of the fact that I've been waiting for some time for a particular item to come from the Pokemon Company International, and I'm proud to say that just the other day, a certain shipment came in from the Pokemon Company. Yes, folks, the lab coat is still on back order, but I've got the official Professor Bowling shirt now. Check this out. Look, it's even got my name on the side, and right there it says I'm an official judge. Check this out. Awesome, look at that. That's really cool. It's not a lab coat, but I'll still going to use this for special events. I'm not going to wear it for everything that I do on the channel, of course, but anytime I'm at the Pokemon League doing my professoring, I'm going to wear this shirt because I'm now professional. I'm now official, But anyway, that is all for the big announcement. Still waiting on that lab coat. But let's get into the news. So first of all, some general information. As you're probably also well aware, last week we had a special giveaway for 1,000 subscriber mark on the channel, and I set a like goal in the video. If the video hits a certain number of likes, I'll be giving out some other code cards. Get out of here. Giving some other code cards as well, plus, no, just some more code cards. And I'm happy and proud to say we did hit that like goal, so we've got 5 special gifts to give away in this week's video. I'm going to go from, I guess, least special to most special, if that makes any sense. I mean, they're all special, they're all gifts and such, but we do have 5 winners from last week's question of the day, and of course, I will mention too, as a little side note, I've got 2 additional booster packs I'll be opening up at the end of this video. I found some Phantom Forces packs, so I got one of those, and a Primal Clash expansion pack as well. So just like last week, I'll be opening these at the end of the video and giving a question of the day for you to answer for your chance to win the code card from these 2 packs. But let's get to the bigger mentions from last week, of course. So there were 5 possible code cards, or not code cards, there are 5 possible gifts, little prizes. And the question of the day for last week was, nice and simple, who is your favorite Pokemon? Like I said, I wanted last week's video to be, or last week's prize to be accessible to everybody. Everybody's got to have a favorite Pokemon out there, right? So first of all, starting with one of the random booster packs of Furious Fists, I drew for that name, and the winner of that is Symboic, I believe I'm pronouncing it right. And Symboic will be winning the Furious Fist code card. The answer was, Jolteon is still my favorite Pokemon. He has such a cool design and type. I liked him from the start. Congrats on 1K. Thank you very much, Symboic. And I actually like Jolteon too. I think it's probably my favorite of the evolutions because it's fast, it hits hard on the special side, not that defensive, but if you can hit fast and hard and knock things up before they can hit you, you don't really need defense, do you? So congratulations to Symboic for getting the Furious Fist code card. Then the X and Y Evolutions expansion that I opened up, the code card for that was drawn and went to a viewer named Soul of Thunder, one of the newer viewers that I've noticed on the channel. And Soul of Thunder's answer is, my favorite Pokemon is Solgaleo, because he's just so bright and shiny and cool. And I would say Solgaleo is pretty decent, more to the Pokemon Moon side of things, so Lunala, maybe a little bit higher. I actually don't really have a preference of the legendaries, to be honest, though. I think they're both pretty cool in this generation. I can't wait to see their GX attacks in play in Pokemon TCG coming up actually next month, just less than a month away. So those were the 2 random booster packs that I opened up, and I did open up the Pikachu EX Red and Blue Collection, the Pokemon 20 Celebration item, and the winner of that code card was a viewer named Phantom Force, with a PH for Force. And Phantom Force answers, my favorite Pokemon is Umbreon, as it's epic. Nothing more needs to be said. Umbreon, I find, personally, Umbreon has always been more of a tank. It's more defensive and takes a lot of hits. And I suppose, I've fought some that set up with Curse in the video game, where your speed goes down but your attack and defense go up, and then they can start hitting you with Payback, which is more powerful if you go last. Curse is going to slow you down, make you go last. You know what you should actually do? Hit Umbreon with, Trick or Treat. Turn it into a Ghost type. Then, if it tries Curse, it's going to cut its own HP in half. Yeah, it'll curse you, but it can't get those defenses anymore. Interesting thought. Anyway, congratulations to Phantom Force for the Pikachu EX collection. And I did toss in one of those 2 code cards I had for the Mega Beedrill EX Premium collection. I did get 2 of those for Christmas. I thought, I'll give one of those code cards out because I already have the online cards that I need for that deck. And the winner of the Mega Beedrill EX collection code card goes to Craftmania World. And Craftmania World says, my favorite Pokemon is Pikachu and the Ghost Pikachu, and in brackets Mimikyu. So, a lot of Pikachu fandom going on there. It's kind of funny that that one wasn't drawn for the Pikachu EX collection. That would have made a little bit more sense, but of course, random draw, you can't really control that. But congratulations to Craftmania World. And now, for the big announcement, the Pokemon TCG Alola Collection with the Moon version here. This one is going to be mailed out in its entirety, as I've said, as a mail-out giveaway. So whoever wins this, I will have to get in contact with them and sort of discreetly and privately get their mailing address so I can send that out. The winner of the Alola Collection Pokemon TCG is... I'm probably going to pronounce it wrong, first of all, but Steve Salvatore, or Salvatore. Steve has won the Alola Collection to be mailed out, and a nice simple answer, question of the day was, my favorite is Squirtle. Now, there was no favoritism in the drawing, it was all randomly drawn, but I'm going to say I like the fact that a Squirtle fan won the big prize from last week, because I'm a Squirtle fan myself, despite the Charizard hat. Squirtle is my first guy right there. So, again, there was no favoritism, random draw, but it's kind of cool a Squirtle fan is at the top to win that Alola Collection. So, I haven't got around to the comments yet. I've been really backed up with comments this week, and I'm going to try to get back to some comments as soon as, well, maybe as soon as I'm done recording this, but I'm going to start leaving some comments, and I'll see if I can figure out a way that I can get the address for Steve Salvatore, or Salvatore, privately so that you don't have to broadcast it all over the internet. So anyway, congratulations to all the winners of all the prizes from last week, and again, stay tuned towards the end for Phantom Forces and Primal Clash to be opened up, and code cards for those have a chance to be won by you folks out there for another question of the day. But let us move on with the news. Big news right now, I guess, in the world of Sun and Moon. There is a special online competition coming up near the end of this month. This is one that I might want to participate in if certain situations or certain circumstances play through. The online competition is called the Alola Friendly. The sign-up period for this competition is from Thursday, January 19th until Thursday, January 26th. There's a participation limit of 50,000, so if you're not gonna, or if you're gonna sign up early to make sure you get in a spot. But I don't think I've ever seen an online competition exceed the maximum allowed participants, so I don't think there's too much concern. But to be on the safe side, you might want to register and sign up as soon as you can. So, the only Pokemon allowed in this competition are going to be from the Alolan Pokédex, and any Pokemon that have non-Alolan forms, for example, let's say Vulpix, you can only use the Alolan form of that Pokemon. The fact that they've said that in the rulings makes me think this is going to be a battle going on after Pokemon Bank is updated and we can send our older Pokemon up. Now, something to note, they don't say it's limited to just Pokemon caught in the Gen 7 games, which actually makes sense if they have to specify you can't use Fire Vulpix, you have to use Ice Vulpix. What this means is, I think I'm going to be able to use some of my older Pokemon in these competitions, the ones that you've been seeing in the different playthroughs on the channel. Of course, things like Rocky, my Sandslash, I can't use him because he's the Kanto Sandslash, not the Alolan Sandslash, but Pokemon such as Snoozer the Snorlax. Snorlax is in the Alolan Pokédex, I can use him. Another example, Machamp, I can use Machamp, there's no Alolan Machamp, so I'm probably going to take part in this online competition, which will be some pretty nice, pretty interesting videos for the channel as well. I'm going to finally get to see some of my classic Pokemon using some Z moves. Now, the only problem is I have to sort of, I guess, spoil myself a little bit on certain things. I have to see what the TM listing is in this new generation before sending them up permanently from Gen 6 to Gen 7, because I want to make sure that I know which moves they can learn in Gen 6 to carry forward into Gen 7 that they normally cannot relearn. So that's something I do generally when every new generation comes along. I want to make sure my Pokemon are unique and specific. Ever since Gen 3 and Fire Red, my Pikachu has known Body Slam. He still has that because there's no other way for him to relearn Body Slam. So stuff like that, I like to keep my Pokemon very unique and special that way. Anyway, back to the rulings here. For the online competition of the Alola Friendly, the battles are taking place from Friday, January 27th until Sunday, January 29th. The format is going to be single battles, no mythicals or legendaries permitted, no mega stones are permitted either, and you'll be able to do 15 battles per day, and any battles you don't do in one day carry over to the next. So if you do 10 on Friday, you can do, that would be 20 on Saturday if necessary. And the participation prize, which you get by completing 3 battles over the whole competition, 50 battle points. Now, I don't know how well you get the battle points in the battle tree in this game. I haven't gotten there yet, but battle points are always pretty nice to get. You can get some special items, and I think, unless I'm mistaken, I think I saw an image showing that each Mega Stone costs 48 battle points, maybe? I might be wrong on that, but if that is true, that's 1 Mega Stone right there. So that is the Alola competition, or sorry, the online competition, the Alola Friendly. As I say, you're probably going to see me involved in that as soon as I can send my older Pokemon up once I get my TMs and stuff like that figured out. But I look forward to seeing you in that battle, and I hope you have some fun if you get involved in that online competition as well. The only other thing to mention video game-wise is the fact that on the Wii U Virtual Console, the classic game Pokemon Snap is now available. Now, I don't have a Wii U myself. I wasn't able to get one. I have just the regular Wii. So, I also have Pokemon Snap on my old N64, which still works. So, I've got the original classic game right there. But, if you haven't played Pokemon Snap yet, and things like taking photos in Pokemon Go or the Poke Finder in Sun and Moon have you sort of interested in snapping photos, that's a pretty cool game to pick up. It doesn't have all the Pokemon in it, but the ones that they do have in it are pretty cool, and it's one of those kind of like a backtracking puzzle game. As you go later in the game, you get new items to use to, I guess, unlock older Pokemon in previous routes, and you can just, you never really know what's going to happen. For example, spoilers, if you're not aware of this, but if you see grass rustling on Route 1, the beach, throw a Pester Ball in there, you might see a pretty cool bug-type Pokemon cutting its way through. We'll just leave it at that. But if you want Pokemon Snap, it is now on the Wii U Virtual Console. Now, the only other news to mention, I guess, right now, is in the world of Pokemon TCG, coming out last Friday, I think it was. Coming out on Friday, a new Break Evolution box is available featuring Arcanine, or rather Arcanine Break. There are 3 Pokemon Break evolutions in this. There is Arcanine Break, Crobat Break, and Mandibuzz Break. You also pick up a special oversized copy card copy of the Arcanine Break, 5 Pokemon TCG booster packs, and an online code card to unlock all these Break evolutions in the online game. What we're going to do right now is take a look at each of the Break evolutions and talk, I guess, a little bit of tiny strategy ideas for these Pokemon. So, of course, first of all, the Pokemon in question is Arcanine Break, 160 HP, it's a fire type. For 1 fire and a colorless, Turbo Flame does 80 damage. Attach 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to one of your benched Pokemon. So it's not too bad with energy acceleration. This would work well with Scorched Earth, because if you discard fire energy using Scorched Earth to draw 2 more cards each turn, you can attach, on your second turn basically, you can attach 2 of those fire energy to a benched Pokemon. That can be pretty handy. Next up, we see Crobat Break, a Psychic type with 160 HP. For 3 colorless energy, Silent Bite does 60, and you may leave your opponent's active Pokemon paralyzed. If you do, shuffle this Pokemon and all cards attached to it into your deck. Not sure if that's really worth the trade-off, because the opponent could just play a switch card that could, say Full Heal or Pokemon Center Lady. Even things like Keldeo could rush in to cure the paralysis. So, at the cost of losing a essentially Stage 3 Pokemon, because you would have to Break Evolve from Stage 2 Crobat, I don't know if that's really worth the trade-off, as I say. But maybe there's going to be some cool strategy that works with that just as well. The last Pokemon is Mandibuzz Break, 140 HP Darkness type, for 1 any colorless energy, Wings of Disaster. This attack does 20 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Don't apply weakness and resistance, even to the active one. Discard all Pokemon tool cards attached to each of your opponent's Pokemon. So, at the current standings in the standard format, there are very minimal ways to discard tool cards from the opponents. I believe the X and Y Evolution's Rattata allows you to, Mischievous Bite? You play that down, the ability says to discard a tool from the active opposing Pokemon. And Beedrill EX has Double Scrapper, choose 2 tools on the opponent's Pokemon and discard them. Mandibuzz Break, being technically a Stage 2-ish, evolves from a Stage 1, you can get rid of every tool with 1 attack. Now, you don't do a lot of damage, but if the opponent's going to be running a lot of tools, like for example Garbotoxin Garbodor, putting a tool onto that, preventing all other abilities except for Garbotoxin, Mandibuzz Break could be a way to eliminate that tool and shut off that ability. So that is all there is to mention for the news, I believe. Let me just get back to my little listing here. That is going to be it. So, it is now time to pop open these 2 random booster packs of Phantom Forces and Primal Clash. I'm excited to see if I can get myself another Versus Seeker from here, or if not, a Gold Rimmed Versus Seeker from this one. Make sure that's the right pack, but who knows what's going to happen. But anyway, for your chance to win one of these 2 code cards that I'm about to pull out of these packs, just answer the question of the day, which I'll leave you, and include hashtag QOTD down in your comment with your answer. And on Sunday, January 15th, this coming Sunday, I'll randomly select 2 people that have answered the question with that hashtag in their comment to win one of those 2 code cards. So the question of the day is, make sure I can read it properly here, do you have any New Year's resolutions for 2017? And if so, what are they? So just leave that answer down below with that hashtag in your comment. You have a chance to win that code card or one of those code cards. As for me, I've said this before, I'm not really the kind of person to sort of, make a concentrated effort to make and, I guess, hold a resolution. But I also think along the way that, maybe in February I could start doing this. Or maybe, for the month of March to April I could do something like this. So, just some things that I would like to start doing at some time this year. is, well, first of all, get a better computer that I can have better quality video for the YouTube channel here. I also want to start getting back into my exercising because I've put on a little bit of plumpness, I guess, over the holiday season last year. By that I mean I didn't really do any exercising the year before. Like all through 2016, I wasn't really on the active side. Pokemon Go got me out walking around a lot more, so maybe that's why I'm not completely, overblown right now. But I used to do a lot of just general exercising, like push-ups and sit-ups, chin-ups. And I've got some dumbbells here that I use as exercise as well. So I do want to get back to that, try to get myself in a little bit more better shape. And is there anything else that I would really like to focus on doing? Not really anything that comes to mind. Just sort of getting, take care of my health a little bit better. Possibly get a better computer. Oh, getting better with responding to comments, because I am so far behind comments this week. I've been wanting to sit down the past couple nights just to start going through them all and responding, but things have kept coming up, and I've had to deal with this issue and that issue, and it just wasn't in the stars to get the comments responded to. But I want to sort of dedicate myself at least once a week, go through the comments on the channel and respond, because some folks have been saying they really appreciate that I am interactive in that sense, and it sounds weird, I appreciate that too, because people that I leave comments on their YouTube channels, sometimes I don't get a response. I'm okay with that though, because I know, the bigger channels are so busy. So as long as I can manage to do so, I want to keep responding to comments as much as possible. But if the channel keeps building and I start getting a lot more subscribers and regular comments, it's going to be harder for me to do that. But I want to try to make a concentrated effort to be a little bit more reliable and consistent with my comment responses. But with all that, it is now time to bust open these 2 packs and see what kind of special awesome cards I can get for my collection. So let's begin. And so with the Alola collection for Pokemon TCG watching on one final time, because of course after this video this will be sent out to the lucky winner, Steve Salvatore. I apologize for how much I'm mispronouncing it, I am sure, but you're gonna get this anyway, so hopefully that's enough of a consolation prize for me messing up the name, which I'm sure I'm doing. But with it looking on for one final time, let's open up these 2 booster packs. We'll start with the older set first. Currently not standard legal Phantom Forces. However, if we do find a Versus Seeker, it is still usable because there is a Gold Rim Secret Rare or Ultra Rare Versus Seeker in the Primal Clash set, which still technically makes it legal for standard play. So let's grab this code card to the side. Make sure you can't actually get the code yet, because we're going to do that for the drawing on Sunday. And let's see what cards I happen to collect for my collection from Phantom Forces. Starting off, first of all, let's make sure we are focused. There we go. Common cards beginning, Finneon. We've got a Litleo. There is a Murkrow, Poochyena, and a Bunnelby. So uncommons, this is where the Versus Seeker could come into play. We have a Shauna. We have a Wobbuffet. There is a Robo Substitute. Well, we have a chance for a Reverse Foil Versus Seeker. Is it? No, Lampent. And the rare card of Phantom Forces is a Galvantula. Not the dual type from Steam Siege, but still a Galvantula, with Cobweb Trip and Electro Web. Alright, now, let's see if we can find that secret rare Versus Seeker from the Primal Clash expansion. See what happens to come out of this pack for my collection. And again, snag this code card until January the 15th, I believe it is. Yes, because yesterday was the 8th. 7 more days. That is the 15th of January. And you have a chance to win one of those 2 code cards with that question of the day. So starting with the commons of Primal Clash, we've got ourselves a Clamperl. Here is a Solrock, Chinchou, a Mudkip, and a Spinda. Uncommon cards starting with a Combuskin. Look at that kick. We've got ourselves a Lombre. Here we find Teammates, always a pretty useful card, which I usually say it's good to put one in your deck. I often forget to do so, but very handy. If your opponent knocked out one of your Pokemon with an attack last turn, then you can go ahead and play this and draw any 2 cards you want out of your deck. Just take them right into hand. Reverse foil card is an Electrike, and the rare card of Primal Clash is a Whiscash with the Alpha Growth Ancient trait. You can attach a second energy to this Pokemon when you attach 1 per turn from hand. Water Gun does 40, and Earthquake does 120, but it does 20 to each of your bench Pokemon, unless you get like Mr. Mime with Bench Barrier or a Mountain Ring Stadium in play. So those are the cards that I got out of these 2 booster packs. Nothing too crazy special, unfortunately, but if you have a better chance to get something from the online game using those code cards, just answer that question of the day with that hashtag QOTD down in the comment. Question, of course, once again is, do you have any New Year's resolutions for 2017? If so, what are they? So just leave that answer below with hashtag QOTD. And on Sunday, January 15th, almost said 17th, January 15th, everyone that answers that question with the hashtag gets a chance to win one of these 2 code cards, which I'll draw on Sunday. With that, we are now done. News update video thingy for the week. Again, this will be sent out very soon once I get the mailing address of the winner. And I'll have this big, amazing collection. What all do you get in this anyway? You get the Full Art Lunology X back here. You can't really see it. 5 booster packs. You get a nice little figure. I can't even really show it off here. We've seen it before, but see if I can lean it back. Not really. Oh well. You get a bunch of cool stuff in this collection, and I'm sure it'll be well received, well appreciated by the winner. But stay tuned later today, in about 2 hours-ish time, for another update or another episode of our Pokemon Moon playthrough. Last Friday was sort of a cliffhanger, part 1 of what I'm calling Trouble in Aether Paradise. Part 1 was kind of insane, a little bit on the not quite the chipper side, let's say. Who knows what's going to happen in part 2 of our attack on the Aether Foundation, the Aether Paradise. I'm just going to say, it is a very exciting, very nail-biting time. You don't want to miss it. So come back in 2 hours' time and check out episode number 41 of Pokemon Moon. And with all that, we are now done for the day. I want to say thanks for checking out today's news update video thingy, everybody. And Professor Chaz is now signing off. I'll catch you next time.